Welcome back. We are good. Yeah. Welcome back, everyone, to another night of Island Boys Football Talk. I'm Shridi representing the Carolina Panthers. We got Jizzle in the building representing the Philadelphia Eagles and Simon in the building representing the San Francisco 49ers. Welcome back, guys. We're glad to have everyone back. We're streaming live straight through on YouTube and Facebook and constant updates on Twitter. Tonight's show, like me and Shane said last night, tonight's show is about analyzing the Panthers' loss against Seattle today, the 49ers' victory over the Giants on Thursday. We'll also have Jizzle's final word about his game tomorrow, and then just some little other news and notes around the NFL, plus our updated picks. What we're ready to get rolling today. Um, it's been a good Sunday, good football week all together again. But I think we'll start with the good in all of this, which was the victory, San Fran's victory over the New York Giants on Thursday. Shane, you got the mic. You can take it over from Thursday night's game against the New York Giants. Take it over.
Well, playing in the Giants, as you can see, this was a look that my defense was looking at all night. My poor boy Daniel Jones looked like he was confused all night and didn't know what to do. Um, the game started off. The game started off a little rough on the final side, but I can explain to you why it started off a little rough before we were to catch our stride, and then just go ahead to dominate the game on both sides of the ball and put up another 30 burger. Final score of that game was 30-12. Um, so breakdown. The Giants had a game plan coming into this game that they thought would affect Brock Purdy, and it kind of did in the first half, maybe the first quarter, I should say, until he realized what was going on, and he adjusted, and the New York Giants defense never adjusted. Looking at his stats, Brock Purdy passed the ball. Pull up my stats, make sure I'm saying accurate stuff right here. I think he passed the ball 39 times. Triple checking myself.
Or 37 times.
37 times. So that means Brock Purdy dropped back 37 times to make a pass. You know how much times the Giants blitz? Somebody make a guess. Don't look it up, just guess.
20 times?
Shirley, what do you think?
Probably a little bit more than that.
Giants blitz 33 times that whole game. They send the pressure. So yes, that affected Purdy in the first quarter. I think it would affect any quarterback in the first quarter. And then he adjusted and he started to dial up the blitz. And they never adjusted. And the defense just that was the end of that defense for that. And the 49ers will just beat them in the mouth and push the ball along the field. Our defensive side against the Giants offense, I had expected to be a little worse. I had expected more sacks. We only had 2 sacks. We had a lot of pressures. We had a lot of hits. Um, and other than that, they really couldn't do nothing against our defense. The one touchdown they scored was, I think they punted the ball and had us back basically in our end zone, and we had to punt. And then on the punt, we get fair catch interference, so that bring them up to like their 45. And then we had a pass interference on the next play right after that, bring them to their 30 something. And then they just run the ball in from a couple of drives and then run the ball in, and that's where they only score of the game for 6 points. And the other points were field goals. So they end the game with just 12 points in total. And basically, that's their best game of the season so far, with 12 points in the first half, I think. And after that, it was total domination. After that, they didn't score another point. Finals went on to win 30-12. And that was a wrap. 3-0. Should have been worse. I think it should have been worse. We should have been able to put up 40 points, but they came out with their strategy on defense. They had a strategy on offense where, well, I thought they were going to have a strategy on offense that our whole team prepared for, but they didn't do what we thought they would do. So was to utilize Daniel Jones' legs to have him move the ball running, and he just didn't do it. I think he tried one time, and Green Laporte stopped it, and they like the toss out of the book. That was the end of that. So full domination with on the Giants, and another win for the 49ers. So we have another week, almost a full week of rest, more than a week of rest, prepare for the Arizona Cardinals.
All right. KG, you chiming in?
Yeah, I think in that game you kind of saw we a great talented football team went against a lesser talented football team. Um, in that game, you kind of saw where Matt Dale tried a few things to get his defense going a little bit with the blitzes early in the first quarter. But as a great offensive coordinator that Kyle Shanahan is, he found ways to make the adjustments and get the offense going in that game. Um, I kind of think Martindale was a little too blitz happy a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you could have easily gave Potty different looks. You know what I mean? This is what he's only what 8 game playing in the league. You know what I mean? So why not give him a different look? I know you don't have the talent that you have on defense in the backfield. You have Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence and stuff like that up front, but you don't have that talented defensive backfield to keep up with those guys when you're playing a blitz happy type of coverage and things like that. So I kind of think that he should have at least, because he did a lot of blitzes, 33 blitzes, a lot of blitzes. I mean, you could have at least show blitz and drop back in coverage and confuse the quarterback a little bit. So I think he should have done more of that. But it's hard to do that against the 49ers when they have that good of a running game and those skill position players. Yes, Ayuk didn't play, but you can still see where Kittle was effective getting open. Jawan Jennings, who stepped out a little bit, was effective getting open. And Debo as well was effective getting open in the little screen plays, the little pass plays down the field and stuff like that, doing what Debo does, breaking tackles and stuff like that. I think he had over 100 something yards in that game.
Yeah.
And I think 2 touchdowns.
One
touchdown, right? So where Ayuk and Kittle wasn't as effective, Debo was effective, and that's where the great teams that have good skill position players and good offensive coordinators, that's what they do. They dominate games in different ways.
It was even worse because you can play.
Right, exactly. Are you can play? So I mean, Shanahan found ways to get those guys involved. And Christian McCaffrey had a decent game too as well.
Yeah, McCaffrey had 85 yards and a touchdown.
Right. So I mean, it's hard to stop a team like that. And
Rushing, he had another 24 receiving, so he had over 100 something total yards.
Right. So it's hard to stop a team like that. Defensive wise, it was we all knew it was going to be a dominant performance on the defense. There was no Saquon Barkley. There was no I think all they had was Darren Waller. It looked like they don't know how to work Darren Waller in the offense. They don't have no decent wide receivers. They think they got Darius Slayton, Wandale Robinson. I don't think they have so Sterling Shepard too as well. So they don't have any solid skill position players. So for some reason, I don't know why don't you go no huddle against a team that has a good defensive line and a good defense? Get them out of position a little bit. Come up with some creative plays, whether bootlegs, read options, and things like that. Instead of just having Daniel Jones being a sitting duck. Kind of expected a little bit more from Brian Dable, being that he's such a as people say he's this great offensive coordinator. I'm expecting a little bit more, being that he would have changed the game a little bit, giving Daniel Jones different looks, giving the 49ers different looks too as well. I think you pretty much saw a drop back game and that was it. There was no creativity. So like I said before, it was a tale of two teams. One of the best teams in the NFL that has one of the best skill position players in the NFL, a skill position teams in the NFL, you can say, and one of the best coaching staff in the NFL against a team that's up and coming now and still has a long way to go. So, aren't you usually?
Um, the the thing about it is that you pay somebody 5 to 6 million a year to be a franchise quarterback. Outside of that Cardinals comeback game, he don't look nothing like 5 to 6 million. And no matter who you play and how you compete, you ask for the contract extension, you get it, you gotta perform.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Daniel Jones, to be honest, yeah, no Saquon. You coaching gotta do a better job of helping Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones gotta do a better job of helping Daniel Jones, but the line isn't good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Defensively, I don't think that's a good defense for Martindale because he's blitz heavy, but they don't have them the type of corners to keep up with blitz heavy packages. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta have the reason it was good in Baltimore is because you had Marlon Humphreys and Peters and them fellas playing quarterback.
Yes. Yep.
So you could have blitz all you want, but in New York, it ain't gonna happen. From the 49 standpoint, is again the same thing. It's just you win the trenches, it's just easy for you. Porter don't he kind of force feed Debo to start, but yeah, that's your number one receiver. No Ayuk, you see what you got going, but it was never in the game. Never felt in jeopardy of losing from the San Fran side. Run game was always effective. McCaffrey, everybody was getting catches. Everybody was doing what they were supposed to do on the offensive side. Defensively, they didn't get as much pressure as they could. Um, but who San Fran actually playing defense against outside of Waller? I don't know who else out there that are actually
Nobody.
playing. Oh,
Yeah,
Hodges. I don't even know who the hell is Hodges. Jalen Hyatt, the rookie. I doubt I see him on the field. Sterling Shepard. He's a shadow of himself now after the ACL. Yeah, so they only started utilize Waller in the second half. No run game, no receivers. I don't know why the Giants start them could have do that again from last year. I don't understand why.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna help the way your team go, please. And now you forced it on Daniel Jones to be an even better player with a very average offensive line, and you see what happened. The same thing with the Cowboys happened with the 49ers. They are better than average defense. So they're gonna make you look how you look, average. The Cardinals did it for a half too, and then you made your comeback. But that's the Cardinals. Yeah, the Cardinals just did something today that was pretty good.
Right.
But the Cardinals had you for a whole half the same way. I don't think it's gonna get any easier for the Giants. The Giants ain't gonna be a strong team.
I don't think they played any division team yet, right?
Other
I
than
don't think
Cowboys.
I don't think they're gonna be a strong team going forward. But from like I say, from if I had to pick one thing from the 49ers that it's not concerning, no, but it's something to look after. I still, based on how it's gone so far, I still do. I think they need another edge rusher to go alongside Bosa. Cause Bosa getting back in the game now, so he gonna be there on the field too. But they still need somebody to generate that pressure opposite Bosa consistently, which they don't get as yet. So that's something to look into. But outside of that, you can't really. I can't look at nothing and see if Purdy did. The middle was wide open for Purdy a lot in that Giants game. Okay, you're blitzing all the time down
It's
the
not
middle.
like,
You got the middle and be open. And then you got McCaffrey that I'm so worried about. So the middle was always open. Plus, you had two rookie cornerbacks playing I don't understand where the Giants start that with a walk. I understand that you need to generate pressure on Purdy, but if you're gonna hang 10 yards back on a blitz, the little in rope gonna always kill you on
Exactly.
a blitz. I never understood that blitz and you got your corners back 8 9 yards because it's a quick pitching task, and when you got good run after catch receivers, yards after catch, well not yards but run after catch, the rack receivers. I sorry for you because all Debo need to do is just catch the ball and he go. Kittle is the
Mhm.
same way. McCaffrey is the same way. So the Giants from that point, I don't know if they just are already tired at the last. That's up to them. But the 49ers,
But
they are a good
they
team.
were in the game up to halftime. They were still in the game.
Yeah, they were in it technically from the school point, but how many posters actually really felt they were in it? That's the difference.
Exactly.
That's how you gotta look at it. Yeah, from the points point, yeah, we don't gonna score, the need us. But how much persons actually thought that the Giants would actually do? Now put a Saquon and then now to say, okay, this game could go into the fourth quarter competitive. Without Saquon, that game ain't doing nothing for the Giants offense to do nothing because they're afraid of nobody. And like I see, they started to use Wall in the second half, and that was it. So I don't understand. So from that perspective, I can't even say that the Fat Niners gonna feel well. The Cardinals play good, so the Cardinals is on the could be a test for the Fat Niners. We'll see how it goes from there. But from the past game that you watch, you could tell that the Giants are nowhere close to how the Fat Niners is as a team. Basically, that's the key of the game. All those that had the Giants hype from last year coming off the little hype from
Hmm.
last year, it's a big reality check that you probably in the second tier, or probably third tier, right? I don't wouldn't even call them second tier team. They're in the third tier teams right now compared to top tier team like the Five Niners. Basically, let's put it as that. So that's me on that game. All right, so we're gonna switch it over to a tier five team now, which is the Panthers game against Seattle. Of course, the game not long ago finished. Um, Panthers lost 27-37. Yeah. There's a number of takeaways you could take from it. You want me to give the positives or the negative first? Which one do you guys want me to start with?
You start off where you want to start off, right?
No, I want you guys to tell me because then I ain't gonna
The
start
negatives,
attack.
the
I
negatives.
don't start attack. The negatives, I don't give a shit how loud a stadium is. 11 false starts is unacceptable from a team.
Hold on,
Agreed.
hold on.
Go ahead.
You might not agree with it, but you got
Huh?
Manic Cousins out there just really saying that he blamed the crowd noise where he couldn't hear the last play in he game.
Well, he at home, so he shouldn't
Let
even
me
say
ask you
that.
a question. This scene
But
is second time in the offense. He
no,
should go play Carl
but
down at distance.
he actually sung even worse because he play at home.
Exactly.
It was
So you
his crowd.
blaming
He
your
blamed
crowd.
the
That's a what you call a big no
No,
no.
no, I don't
So
want, no, I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that. Back to what you were saying. 11 false starts is unacceptable from any team. I don't give a shit if you're playing in the world's loudest thing. Because guess what? If you know you're playing the Seahawks, you will practice in the week,
Silent count. Yeah,
the,
exactly.
the silent count and the
Mhm.
knives. We got a bubble as a training practice facility. And Frank Wright just said it was louder in the bubble during practice than in Seattle. So they practice it. To have that is unacceptable. Nobody was getting a half day. You know, normally you'd finish Sunday, you'd come in Monday to get a treatment, then Tuesday half day. Tuesday, everybody was running laps that get false start. Everybody was running laps. I don't care if you're young, you're old. 11 false starts is unacceptable. The run game was unacceptable. The play calling at points were unacceptable. The adjustments were unacceptable. There's a number of things I can go into. The good thing is, like I said, we the past 2 weeks we all had an opportunity to watch each other games because they played on different games. Last week it was Monday night for me. Shane Owen was on Sunday, KJ on Thursday. This week Shane was Thursday, my Sunday, tomorrow's my. So all y'all saw sight for your own eyes a lot of stuff. The thing about the Panthers is I can come off with the next thing, just switch it up a bit, as KG would tell you. Our defensive coordinator makes more adjustments than our offensive coordinator. Our defensive coordinator is working very, very hard to keep the Panthers in games. He is working very, very hard. Right now, the way the Panthers defense is I'm gonna keep you into the game until about 8 minutes into the fourth quarter. At that point, you're kind of tired. You got to bend, but don't break defense. What we could watch the score 37-27, but the Panthers are up 13-12 at halftime. They had about the first 5 or 6 possessions was field goals. If you holding people to field goals, you're doing a good job. A Seattle team that scored 40 something points against the Lions last week. For the most part, Gino was held in check a few big plays, not really big, but the Panthers did a good job. Now, my knock on the Panthers is I understand a 3-4 defense, you're heavy on the linebackers. That's a 3-4 defense, speed on the linebackers. But you got to have some big friggin' men up front on that 3-4 defense. The 3 down linemen should be big ass fellas. Shai Tuttle get 3 years, 18 million. That's a wasted 18 million because you could have spent on somebody else better than Shai Tuttle. Only Derek Brown is the only person with size up there. And if they're going to double team Derek Brown all the time, the other 2 down linemen got to do something. And as you can see, they're not doing it. We're getting gashed on the run. The run defense was atrocious. The run offense was even more horrible. I don't understand what the line is not doing. You guys heard me say today too. We're trying to run the ball and first down all the time, and we're coming up with 1 or 2 yards. Mix it up, Frank Wright. Just don't stay there and just try to run the ball. They're stopping you on the run. That's why I said play action, because the guys will bite down on that first play. And then you can just get it over the linebacker. The sad thing about it is that we as fans that watch the game, we seen these stuff. But how is the coaches not seeing what we seen is the problem. So defensively, Dante Jackson, he gave up a big play. He gave up the touchdown to Boo Boo. They were in it most of the point. I can never say that injuries kill us. Every team suffer injuries. We got some bad injuries, but Brian Brown played well. Ghost Matos played well. Derek Brown did all he could. The linebackers was good. Safeties, they were there. Defensively, we did all we could, but as always, we kind of run out. That's the story of the Panthers' life. Hell, kept us in the game against Atlanta, got burnt out at the end. Kept us in the game against New Orleans, got burnt out at the end. Kept us in the game against Seattle, got burnt out at the end. Which brings me to the offensive side of the game. I'll shout out my boy, the Red Rifle. You guys know I was very, very hype on the Red Rifle this week. That last is 100% not on the Red Rifle. He tried his best to keep the Panthers going. Again, if you ask me if I saw a difference in the Red Rifle and Bryce Young the first 3 weeks, the only difference I saw in the Red Rifle and Bryce Young was if the Red Rifle saw what play he was going, he made it a little like a second faster than Bryce Young. Bryce Young was just a little hesitant, but the Red Rifle, being a veteran, he knew where to take. He made plays with his feet. He did some stuff. Again, only Adam Thielen is getting open. Chark can get open down the field, but only Adam Thielen is getting open. That says a lot that a 34-year-old, 33-year-old is the only wide receiver on your team getting open. You want me to tell you the difference with the Seahawks and the Saints? The Saints are run man-to-man. The Seahawks run a lot more zone. So those plays were there for Andy Dalton, the thing. I think the Seahawks only ran the zone because the guy Wooten and Kobe Bryant and them fellas didn't play. So we got the plays. Problem is that we can't separate. We just can't separate as a team. And that's sad. that we can't separate. That's not looking good. We own three. I could have easily said the bright side is we can get a high pick next year. We don't have the pick. It's like somebody said. It's like somebody said on a tweet just now. The Bears gonna get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison next year because the pick's gonna be one, two, and three, and that's sad. That hurt me just now. That's why I in a sulky kind of mood. That one hurt me. I could have easily say, "But hello, Marvin Harrison, we coming for you guys." But I'm saying the Bears getting Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison, kind of two picks right next to each other. So we playing the Vikings next week. What do I expect? Right now I don't know. I gotta leave it soaking and then probably choose. I could give my last word in properly. Right now it's still burning me because as you guys saw, we had every opportunity to win the game. We were in the game, but you can't beat yourself. And this coaching still isn't coaching to my liking, and we gotta execute. At some point, I don't want to hear nothing about we young or this the first year and this and that. The point is, for 3 games, we own three. Every one of those games, to the start of the fourth quarter, we were in the game to win. We were in. If we had just played them other 3 quarters a little better, we'd be in front taking charge of the game. Not trying to battle when we don't have the comeback receivers in us. So something gotta change. So I waiting to see what Frank Wright done here cussing already. He done say it is pathetic, unacceptable from the false starts. Then he said there's no finger pointing in the locker room. Them say them truly believe them still a good team. Well, I guess you get paid to say them kind of things. But for me personally, that is a hard one for me to like. So I ain't taking away nothing from the Seahawks, but expect more. As KG would see, we don't settle for mediocrity around here.
Mm-hmm.
You got to play the game to win, and we had a chance to win again. How much times do I have to come on a show every Sunday and say, for 3.5 quarters, we had a chance to win, and then we let it go in the fourth quarter because we got burnt out or something. I'm going to have to say that again next week for Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins to touch me and say we had the game until Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins went crazy. How much times I got to say that? We're going to have to see what happening because you have to have some changes. I know you guys heard me say today, Federer said we are quarterback away from being real competitive. Well, news fresh. Bryce Young here, that team ain't competitive with them receivers you got. That line ain't competitive. Miles Sanders was a product of the offensive line in Philly. But he ain't doing nothing either. Frank Wright, I like Frank Wright, but I hated the fact that he was calling the plays. I wanted Thomas Brown to call the plays. Frank Wright needed to be just the head coach and let Thomas Brown run it with Bryce Young. Have the two young fellas just do what they gotta do. I'll see what happens on Monday when they go into the press conference. But right now it's just a sad and angry fan base right now calling for a lot of heads. I ain't gonna do that because I still look at the big picture.
3 weeks.
But yeah, like I said, I still look at the big picture of it. But it's very, very it's very, very frustrating as a fan. Like I say, I don't expect to go Super Bowl like the Niners aspirations and the Eagles aspiration, but you expect to compete, which we are doing, but you expect to develop and we expect still to play. It's not like look, everybody in the AFC in the NFC South last today. Well, the Tampa Bay playing tomorrow. This was a chance to catch back up. That's 3 NFC games we lost. So if you toy with somebody that go through division games and then conference games, we don't lose 3 conference games. So you ain't making. I don't understand after 3 AFC games they say that different. The good thing about it is, as the season goes on, we got an easier schedule going down. But I wouldn't really have called this hard either. So I'll leave it as that because I'm trying to look at the bigger picture in Carolina right now, and I don't want to come off of the tracks or looking at that bigger picture. So you guys could say what you see before I decide that I want to mash up the laptop or so. Go ahead. I able.
But you asked us a question in the beginning of this thing. When you
Wow.
get to the good, God has the back.
He ain't gonna good part. He
Oh,
ain't
he
gonna
has it, but he said if
he
you
ain't
want
gonna good. He ain't gonna
No,
good.
I did say the good. The
what,
red rifle
that's it.
and
That
Thielen
was
and
That's it.
Thielen.
That's it.
Yeah, the red rifle and Thielen were the only two that came
it.
to
Only
play.
good say.
I
They
think.
were good. We were okay. We did generate some pressure.
Uh-huh.
That's what I like to see. Brian Bonds got sack goes my, but we did actually generate pressure, not consistently though. That not consistently. Also, there were some good players out of the secondary, but the problem with me giving out the positives, it was a lot of bad negatives that overshadowed the positives. And no, like for instance, like I can say something good about the offense, but when I go into the offense, you know what comes into my head? 11 false starts. I
Mm-hmm.
can't go over the positives when the red rifle drive the ball good. Third and 3. How you could go back to third and 19 and false starts? And you want me to say something good here?
Yeah.
Must have 4 times we drive the ball good, key third and shot, and got a false start. I cannot bring up the positives when that negative overcloud you. Icky had 4 false starts. I was supposed to be our franchise left tackle. Yeah, he good. He getting there. But 4 is unacceptable. Icky would have him lucky I ain't okay at coach. Or the offensive line coach because Icky would have been sticky after today because he would have been running on that field all night. He'd have had to run from Seattle to Carolina today with a bus behind him. Because he was running because they're unacceptable. Imagine you getting a false start and a gunner and a punt. No man, don't shit me up. 11 false starts. That I gave you the positives. Saying the red rifle was a positive today. Adam Thielman was a positive. DJ Chark was a positive. Um, Other positives, it's too minimal to see the positives. Right, the positive were we were up at halftime and we were in the game until about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Remember, I told you I turned it off. Then you said, "Bye," but you got 10 minutes.
11 minutes left in there.
Yeah. So about 11, 10 minutes left in the game, we were in the game. And then as we could say, I think you had read the kitchen.
Mhm.
Me and KG are watching it, and that thought don't kill us, KG.
It's all
When
down
they
there.
had just scored, we marched the
Mhm.
ball down the field and we missed the field goal because it was an extra long field goal. But and the Dalton missed the throw to Miles Sanders on a man-to-man crossing route. Nobody in sight.
Yep. Wide
That's a
open.
touchdown. That's a
Wide open.
touchdown.
A lot of real estate. He had a lot of real estate.
I just seen a message. Ask me that on Tuesday when I settle in. I really can't answer that right now. You want me to answer that on the raw emotion, and that might not be the question. Yes, there is a brighter future because of one person in my mind. That's Bryce Young. Yes, James, there's a brighter future because of Bryce Young. I will answer that for here. With the current team right now, they ain't got no future. 'Cause a lot of them gonna get cut this half season. But for the franchise, the future is Bryce Young. So I hope that answers your question. I don't want to talk about the Panthers. You go ahead and talk about the Panthers. I don't want to talk about the Panthers right now. I need to cool up a bit.
I gotta say what I see without a team without their first round pick going forward. In watch the team. We talk about this in the off season. We talk about it coming up to the season. We are not expecting the Panthers to be the Super Bowl team this year. I went on my predictions and said I'm gonna win the South because I think the South suck.
Bad
I think
choice.
you had the best chance to win the South. Not knowing, at that point. I still
And
think
it still
right.
could happen.
Right. I was just gonna say I still think that you could put that and make some nice in the South
Yeah.
because I watching the team go from 10 points in the first week, 17 points in the second week, 27 points this week. And your schedule getting harder. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with no Bryce Young, you're able to get 17, 27 points this game. Yeah, you had you can almost say the penalties kill you. You get a little momentum, fast start. You had 2 fast starts back to back with the same person on one drive.
Yep.
That
Yep.
kill you. One fast start to kill your whole drive. Trust me, I know.
And he falls out the next play too.
Right, a holding call or a fast start call just kill your whole drive. I know it. I don't. I
So
got.
you think this game we beat ourselves more than the Seahawks beating us?
Yeah, most definitely. What did the Seahawks do?
You
What did they
see,
do?
the thing about this is that
And
if
then
Bryce,
then,
if
then, then
if,
injuries.
if Bryce Young had played in this game and we lost,
I don't think it would have mattered.
right. If he no to me, if he had played in this game, we lost. The ultimate goal was watching him progress as a
Right,
player.
right.
With the rifle in, I expect I go there and win. I still think the rifle can win games for you. That's the difference with it.
And I
I
think
can't go and watch the rifle and say, well, it was a good game. I seen better. I seen the team play better. Bullshit. I don't want to hear. I want to hear that with Bryce Young.
but
I don't want to hear that with the rifle.
I'll give all kudos to the Red Rifle because I think he did do that. He put the Panthers in the position to win the game.
He
He
did.
scored points.
He
27
did.
points against the Seattle is not no small feat. And he did. I think injuries, half your damn defense out,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the penalties, self-inflicted wounds. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Red Rifle is walking up to the huddle, getting ready to drive down, and Iku
And them thing.
walking up to the huddle, the damn guard,
Why?
he damn protection stance behind him. You might want to understand how that happened. You can't tell me he walked up, you had hike. So, yeah, I still think the team still need to mesh a little bit. It can come around. And I think even if Bryson in the game, you don't want to see him progress. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing with when they don't play, you don't see them progress, and then they come back in the next game and say he come back in the next game, he stink up the joint. They're gonna be like, oh, after the head, but you gotta realize you just messed with his whole momentum because he missed a game. And who are you playing next week?
The Vikings.
The Vikings. Like if you get the Vikings on there,
That's another raid. No, that's another raid.
well, I gotta see what the injury report. You got like Luvu and them guys gotta come back.
Even if Luvu, Hulu, whatever come back, that's another raid again.
Uh,
We might start the season, to be honest, on 6. Cause guess what? We got
can't
the
start
Vikings.
0-6 and then tell me you're trying to win the division.
I never pick them to win the division. You pick them. I picked them to get a wild card. So your prediction, you on your own today. The Panthers week 4, the Vikings. Week 5, the Lions. Week
Wow,
6,
wow.
the Dolphins.
Wow.
Week 7, a boy. Week 8, the Texans. So okay, so we might go on 6. What's the bright side in there? I only pick. Oh crap!
That guy's
But the pick is for the Bears. So, what am I looking at? Like you say, the schedule is way easier in the second half for us, and I think we should have been 2-1. We had to come. Okay, so I expected us to come out 2-2 out of the first 4 with these. I expected that. It didn't happen. We own 3. It's basically a must win for you against the Vikings because losing your first 4 games against all NFC division opponents, that ain't
That's a lose-lose situation.
that ain't look good. And you see, not me, but the problem with a lot of fan base now is that CJ Stroud looks so much better in the games. But you see, I don't look at that because the Texans and the Panthers is 2 different teams. And who they playing? He playing the damn Jaguars that just overhyped. The Jaguars is like the Giants of the AFC, a big overhype,
we gotta talk with them today. Talk with them on
big overhype. And then they play the Colts. The Colts were up big and Stroud throwing the ball, but it's a 2 different situation. I don't want to hear nobody. I guarantee if CJ Stroud was in this same thing, he would have been just as bad right now too. So I don't want to. I don't never look at it that way. But the way how the Panthers is, my biggest let down in all of this was the front office actually thought that this roster was a good roster. That's my biggest issue. No size up front on the defensive line. No true playmakers. We don't have any true playmakers. Thielen should be a very, very good slot. He shouldn't be a number 1. So I would say it. The line should have depth. I ain't gonna kill Chandler Zavala because Chandler Zavala is a 4th-round rookie, and he has played with Icky. That was his teammate, and they played at NC State together. So he got a jail. I'm not gonna criticize him like that. The whole line I'm criticizing as a whole, it has to be better. But there's a lot of stuff that my letdown is the way they calling these plays. I don't like the way the Panthers are play calling. I don't like the way they're adjusting. Frank Wright has to do a better job of calling a better game. Just give up. Why he got to lose by giving up the play call? I would have given it up to Thomas Brown, and if the guy bad, I could have taken it back. But why am I thinking? I understand you can't change your whole roster in year one, but I saw certain bad things that anybody can see. It wouldn't have been good with that. Only Derek Brown on the line in terms of heavy trenches. Sure, Tuttle is not. I don't average at best. Deshaun Williams is just a journeyman. There's nobody that helped Derek Brown in the trench. Yes, Brian Bonds on the edge and Justin Houston on the edge. He just goes mad on the edge. Yes, what he named? Yes, you got Louvo, those guys. JC Han went down. You needed cornerback depth. CJ Henderson is injured now. What you gonna tell me now? I don't know. On the offensive side, lad, you can't tell me that Bryce Young would have been the puff. Bryce Young would have been good with Thielen, Chark, and Mingo, and Terrace Marshall as your four receivers. Most of them are number threes. Terrace Marshall is a number three for now. Mingo is a rookie, so I put him as a number three. Thielen is your slot. Chark could be a number two, but Chark's design is to go downfield. So who's winning the routes? Who's winning the battles one on one? Thielen can, yes, he can. But who else is winning the battles one on one? So my problem is, you see, one thing I know with Madden that we play Madden and watch everything. You see what they usually go and throw down? They go in bunch formation. That's a way to keep the cornerbacks off you.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't working though. The bunch of them still can't get separation. Cause the man manning you up. You gotta be, you know what Bryce Young need? Chris route runners with you, and then your deep balls. Mingo is not a road runner at this stage right now, and Chark is not a road runner. Chark is either down the field or crossing routes. He don't run routes properly. Only Thielen. You saw it today. Thielen ran some very good routes today. Who else gonna be there for you? When they play when they play what you call it? When you play what you call it? What the hell it is? When you play man to man, who's gonna win? I don't know.
Who's not the press?
Exactly, I don't know. So it can be a long season. I'll tell you that from the Panthers' perspective.
It's gonna be a long season, yeah, but you got something to look forward to in Bryce Young.
Yeah, just he.
That's pretty much what I look forward to. But
just he. Nobody else.
But for that game, like I said before, that defensive coordinator is legit. He knows what to call, what down in distance, and what and how to put the players in position. Just that he doesn't have enough talent
Yeah.
on the defensive side of the football. But
See, go ahead.
But because he was able to hold the Seahawks to what? 4 field goals, 3 field goals in the first half?
It was 13-12, so 4 field goals.
Wait, 4 field goals in the first half. That's hard to do against a juggernaut like the Seahawks are with DJ Chark, Lockett, Kenneth Walker, what his name is, and Jigba, and those guys. That's a very explosive offense. When they click it's hard for a team like the Panthers who don't have the game changers, the game breakers to hold a defense to 4 field goals. That's very good in the first half. On offense, it seems like it's still pulling molasses out of a battle. It's very difficult, even though you had a more efficient quarterback in Andy Dalton. You kind of see where the offense still struggle a little bit. There wasn't much creativity in the offense. There wasn't much no huddle in the offense. There was a bunch of penalties and false starts. That alone kills drives. Those are drive breakers. Um, I think the only bright spot was Adam Thielen getting open, a 33-year-old wide receiver getting open. You had to rely on that. Andy Dalton didn't turn the ball over as a lot of us thought that he would, being a backup quarterback. Um, but it's still on the offense. The defense is pretty much a good defense, regardless of who they have and the defensive coordinator. But
I think if the offense could put up points and take
Mm.
and don't keep the defense on this field too long, you can win a lot of those games.
right, but when you don't have an offense, is a game changing type of player, whether it's running back, a tight end, or even a wide receiver. You don't have somebody who could take over a game late down when it comes late in the quarter, like in the fourth quarter. Somebody who could actually get the ball to, could be, you know what I mean? That person who you could rely on to win on first down.
Yep.
Somebody that person you could rely on to win on third dunks. Even on fourth down too at the same time. You don't have that type of player. And that's what the Carolina Panthers are lacking right now. And that's expected. That's expected. You saw what they did in the draft and how they were looking last season. They didn't have that type of player. I think the player that they had, they traded him away to Chicago, which was DJ Moore.
And he actually was no.
Right. He was not because of Justin Fields. But if they had DJ Moore, Chuck, if there was a DJ Moore in with the Carolina Panthers, they probably would have won 2 of them games.
So let me ask you this question: the Chicago Bears wanted either the same package, but it was either Justin Fields, Derek Brown, or Brian Bones. Which one you was giving up?
I was giving up Brian Bones, but
you had to give him one to get a number one pick.
Yeah, I wasn't giving up Brian Bones. I wasn't giving up Derek Brown. Derek Brown is a cog in the middle of that defense. I wasn't giving up him.
Well, that's my take. You see, the thought process for them was wide receivers are more replaceable than
that's true.
Anchor defensive tackle or a premier edge rusher.
That's true.
So I had no problem with them giving up DJ Moore, but you had to replace him.
You had to replace him.
That's the issue. That's the issue I had, and the problem was too the wide receiver class was a weak one in the free agency.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a lot of wide receivers. Jacoby Myers and them wasn't big time receiver. I think next year has some really good free agents. Like I said, the T. Higgins, Justin Jefferson still got a sign. God knows what's gonna happen with Minnesota if Justin Jefferson, but T. Higgins is one, and you got a few more Jerry Judy and those guys. You got a heavier class next year. This year,
I think
you are banking
come Broncos for sure this year.
Yeah, you see, this year you are banking on just getting him some competent receivers to help with the process. Because I when I saw DJ Moore, it hurt me first because I know that would have been helpful for Bryce Young. But I wasn't replacing Derek Brown, neither Brian Bones. That's how to say it. You need somebody to physically rush the passer one, and you need somebody to physically help in the middle. You need somebody to dominate the trench. Those are harder to find. So the play of it there is harder, but again, it's very. I didn't expect the offense to be this bad. I understand that you don't have the premier receivers, but Jesus Christ, man, I got other people that ain't looking to look. So okay, look, for the most part, Green Bay look horrible today. But who's on the Green Bay field today? Dobbs, Jayon Reed. That's it. They were down 17-0 in the fourth quarter and come back and win with Jordan Love.
You got offensive coordinator who's creative.
So what you're telling me is that things stuck in the 1960s, Frank Wright?
That's a possibility.
Oh my God. So how long I got to stay here and deal with a 1960s man, Colin, please? Answer me that.
How much time he had put Miles Sanders in the passing game? You saw one route where Miles Sanders was wide open. When you were put him back in the passing game.
My thing about it is Shenault is 6 foot.
That's
6 foot, 220. If you ain't line him up at wide receiver, you better line that fella up at running back and third downs and get him the ball. Not no damn Miles Sanders. You get Shenault the ball. I don't understand. I don't
That's no
understand.
screenplays. We stop running screenplays in the NFL. After the
Them
running back screens, the tight end screens, we stop doing that.
them had Troy. Them couldn't get to do either. I don't know. Right now, like again, leave it sink in. Tuesday, I'll get a better answer for it and my last word. But the problem is the frustrating loss is hard to come and talk about because, like you see, you had a chance to win. Now, if you was the Broncos, or the Broncos that say, "Bye, yeah, we get a sheet of licks from Ole." However, the Bears that say, "Bye, this is time to do." But she gonna have this is the first year they ain't gonna fire Frank, right? You have to figure out something. That's my issue. And you better figure it out fast. Cause Justin Jefferson coming for 200 yards next week. And don't go there put no Dante Jackson and no Justin Jefferson. Cause I don't know what Dante Jackson will be doing sometime. I don't know. So I don't know. But we gonna see Tuesday with a calmer head and we could finish up. But that's the rapid reaction from Father Niners game and Panthers game. Again, tough loss for the Panthers and the 49ers are 3-0. But that's how the NFL is. You got your good and your bad. Tomorrow's game, Jizzle has his 7 o'clock Monday night game against the Buccaneers. Jizzle, what's your final word on the Eagles game?
Well, for this game against the Buccaneers is it should be a chip on the shoulder for Jalen Hurts. Last time he played against the Buccaneers was in the 2021 playoffs. That's when one of the defensive coaches for the Buccaneers said, "We got him. He can't read the defense." So going into this game, you had about a whole week to prepare for the Buccaneers. You should be ready to go. Offensive coordinator Brad Johnson, you had a whole week to prepare. You should be ready to go as well. I want to see your blitz beaters because we know Todd Bowles is going to blitz a whole lot. I want to see your cover 3 beaters, your cover 4 beaters, your cover 6 beaters, your man-to-man beaters. I don't want to see Jalen Hurts looking like a deer in the headlights when the blitz is coming. I don't want to see Jalen Hurts tucking the football and trying to run when the blitz is coming. I want to see Jalen Hurts be more poised in the pocket, be more confident, be more confident in the pocket, be more calm in the pocket, and delivering the football to his skilled position players. That's what I want to see. I want to see a very good offensive game plan. Yet again, you had a whole week to prepare for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Your last game was Thursday night, a week ago. So you had enough time to prepare for this football team. I don't want to see no slow starts. You know, you have the cogs up front and the offensive line, run the football. Find your mismatches. Know how to use your mismatches. KYP, know your personnel. Don't wait till the second half to decide, okay, we can't get this working, we can try this. You should be in the field room, or you should have been in the field room all week, trying to find ways on how to get these receivers, the tight ends, these running back in space, how to create an offense for your quarterback, how to make your quarterback feel more comfortable, how to show your quarterback how to read the defense, what defense is coming, what the linebackers are doing when they right at the line of scrimmage. What to do when you see a certain coverage, how to read the coverage, where's you find your heart read. In the past 2 games when the defensive coordinators decided to blitz, you really did you see Jalen Hurts find a heart read and deliver the ball to that heart read? You didn't see. Against the Patriots, against the Vikings, you didn't see. A lie, you saw it once. It was that deep throw down the field to Devontae Smith. Other than that, you didn't see it. It was pretty much the run game that won us the game. Which is good. But still, I want to see a more effective offense. Same thing with Nick Sirianni. Come on, man. Let's show me something else different. I don't want to see a whole bunch of read options no more. Everybody in the NFL knows what's coming when you start doing that read option. It's either he's going to hand it off, he's going to keep it, or he's gonna make that first read to whatever receivers on the that slant. Most likely it's gonna be AJ Brown on that slant. Everybody right now is hip to it. So you gotta change your offense up. On defense, for Sean Desai, keep doing what you're doing. Bradbury's or the concussion protocol, he'll be back. Reed Blankenship is out the concussion protocol. I mean, out the rib injury that he had, he'll be back. Still no Kobe Dean, but you have Morrow, you have Zach Cunningham. Those guys played great last week in the game against the Vikings. Kind of a little bit worried about slot cornerback position because we no longer have Avante Maddox. So I think they said Eli Ricks is going to step in and play that position. Looked okay against the Vikings. Had a few misplays, a few miscommunication. But hopefully Sean Desai was able to coach him up. He had a whole week to prepare for this. So hopefully he was able to coach him up for this game and put him in the right position to be successful. I mean, yes, he's going to have a few missteps and a few mistakes. That's understandable. This probably is his third game playing. So you can't expect a whole lot, but you expect him to be solid. So that's what I'm looking for on the defensive side of football. Of course, fully confident at defensive line. They're gonna cause havoc again against this Baker Mayfield. I don't see they're gonna make a few plays, of course, because they have some good skill position players in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but they don't have a great offensive line. So we should be able to dominate on the offensive line. Pretty much, I think I could see Jalen Carter doing his thing, doing what he's been doing earlier, dominating on the defensive line. Same as for Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis. I don't think they're gonna have a big run game in this game too as well, as our defensive line is playing great in the run game. So I think you're gonna see I think we should be able to shut down this run game and make them more a passing team and then have to dominate there as well. So I see us having a good victory if we come up with a good game plan on offense. I ain't worried about the defense. It's the offense I'm looking at. You had a whole week to prepare. You shouldn't have no mishaps, no miscommunications. You shouldn't have your quarterback not knowing where to go with the football. No matter what type of defensive coverage they're playing. I don't care what coverage it is. It could be damn 3 deep. He should know where to go with the football. He should be confident in his reads, confident in his progressions.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to run the ball on Tampa. Right. So you
already know what Tampa Bay has. They have the Vita Veas. They have this is a very good defense they're going at. I think the only weakness they have is the defensive backs.
Yeah, for the most part.
So you got to know what to eat. Vita Vea is gonna clog it up. Devin White and what his name is Lavonte David is gonna clog it up a little bit.
Then so you got Shaq Barrett too. Shaq Barrett off the edge.
Mm-hmm. So no way to attack. You had a whole week to prepare. A whole damn week. So I expect a victory in this game.
We got to see how it goes. Tomorrow's game is at 7, I think 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7
and then 8:15 we got the Rams and Bengals. No Joe Burrow. So ain't nobody watching that game. But we'll watch it until I fall asleep. See what happens.
My division opponent.
All right, so again, like I said, Jizzle's game is on tomorrow, and then Tuesday we'll have the breakdown of Jizzle's game plus the final award from me and Shane, and all of our game balls, trash bag picks. But current picks right now, Shane, what we got? How are we looking on the current picks?
What? Is Shane ahead again?
Who messed it up for us? This New Orleans. All of a sudden, Kirk Cousins can't get a play in. He can't hear. This Baltimore stink up the joint. I went against the odds. This Shane pick Indianapolis. But yeah, I forget that.
Yeah, I pick Indianapolis. I remember I say like Baltimore had 7 players injured. You think, well, who got through the ball? It's been true, man. It's been true, media.
Oh, that's true.
But this Jacksonville, like we can talk about them too. I can't wait to talk about them too.
Well,
You're fine at
KG
Jacksonville.
can catch Shane because there's two picks: the Pittsburgh, Cincinnati compared to his Las Vegas and Rams.
But yes,
So KG can catch him. We'll see what happens. And obviously, New Orleans, Minnesota, and Carolina decide that they may want me to win. So you gotta see what happens. So they down to Shane and KG. We gonna see what happens Tuesday on the show. But like I said, today was our rapid reaction, and we completed that. Tuesday show, like I said, was gonna be we'll break down the Eagles game as well as the final award, and we'll give out all our game bars, trash bags, and finalize the weekly picks. But that's it from us. Right now, you got the Steelers and the Raiders playing. And guys, any news and notes from today that you guys wanna pop up?
I don't think it really had nothing. I ain't seen nothing major come out. They did say Derek Carr did escape major injury.
He has an AC sprain, so
Yeah. So,
timeline unknown for now.
but other than that, I don't think it really had no big news for the day.
I think the big news was the Dolphins putting up 70 points. That's the big news.
Oh, that's true too.
And the
That's
other
the big news.
Dallas losing to the Cardinals.
Nah, no big news.
Big news for a lot of people,
I shove
because a lot of people had the Dallas as the number one team.
Shove that. Shove that.
Just
I
saying.
ain't giving that no big news.
That's what you say. And that I got.
Even though I love to see it. I love to see it.
I love to see too. We have a couple unhappy fans who just tune into this show watching our video,
Who cares?
but
Who cares?
they had need to get humble, and I'm glad it was the Arizona Cardinals that humble them. I'm glad it wasn't gonna be. It was. I'm glad they lose before we came to town, because if we have when we go down there, when we go down there and we beat them, they'd have been like, oh, it's a final, it's a big team. I'm glad the Cardinals whooped them, and not just beat them, whoop them, because the offense really ain't do nothing.
What we gonna talk about this one Sunday? Cause I got tongue lashing for that. We gotta talk about this on Tuesday. I got tongue lashing for that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on Tuesday, and
Island Cowboy fans, take that, man.
we'll see how it goes once Tuesday rolls around. But like I said, you can always follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and our live shows are on YouTube at Island Boys Football Talk. Don't forget to like and subscribe the page so you can always be up to date with us. And we'll always bring you up to date content, all the up to date news and notes from Philly, San Fran, and Carolina. And we'll be back on Tuesday, 8 o'clock, same time, to discuss whether the Eagles are 3-0 or 2-1. Outside of that, that's it from us. I ain't got nothing else. Just go and watch the game until I go sleep.
You need to calm down, buddy. You need to drink.
I can't. I can't. Ain't nothing more could be vexable. I can't. All right, that's it for me. I know you guys got anything else.
I good. I waiting to Tuesday. The KG game tomorrow.
All right, so see you guys on Tuesday for another night of Island Boys Football Talk, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you guys then.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.